About 2 weeks or so before we left for Hanoi, our trip had been announced, and that U.S. Information Agency officer named Ronald Humphrey, who had come to see me at the National Security Council to tell me about his fiancé, who was trapped behind in Saigon, and who he was making efforts to get her to be able to leave so they could be reunited, comes to see me at the State Department. So he reminds me of our exchange, and I invite him to sit down, and he tells me that he has been in touch and communication with the Swedish Ambassador in Hanoi about his fiancé's case. The Swedish Ambassador knows her name and her address and her ID card number, and about his efforts to get her out. And he asks me straightforwardly, would you ever be able to take some time while you're in Hanoi and have a face-to-face meeting with the ambassador? So I said to him, look, I don't know what the schedule is going to be. To be honest, I don't know if I'll have any free time, but you've given me the information about her now. I can't make any promises, but I'll give it my best shot. And if I can do it, I will do it. So while I'm in Hanoi, and of course right away we have official things that we have to do and prepare for, but I do have time while I'm there. I do find some time. I find out where the Swedish embassy is, which is essentially a house where the Swedish ambassador lives. I don't have any phone number or anything. I have a car, I drive over there, I go up, I knock on the door, and the Swedish ambassador opens the door. I introduce myself, said I'm here with the American delegation, and I want to ask you about the fiancé of this American diplomat named Ronald Humphrey. So he invites me in and tells me that he's aware of the case, they've been working on it, but to be straightforward, he couldn't tell really whether there was much movement on it or not. He didn't have any exciting news about any new developments. Nothing seemed about to happen as far as he could tell. After all, she was in Saigon, now called Ho Chi Minh City, but didn't seem like anything was going to happen anytime soon. But I felt pretty good that I had done this. I had helped a brother officer. I had gone, made the extra effort, and I'd be able to go back and report to him, even if it wasn't the information that he wanted to hear. His situation of his fiancée would come to mind again before I left Hanoi, and it would play a significant part in several months going forward after we returned from Hanoi, when we discovered the espionage plot that was going on within the U.S. government.